Hey guys, welcome to the channel. I hope you're doing well. Today we're going to be taking a look at this. Well, not actually this, or this. I guess you can kind of get the point. We're going to be looking at a VIC-20. It's not going to be this VIC-20 either, and it's definitely not going to be this VIC-20. Yeah, today we're going to be looking at this VIC-20. Not the nicest specimen we've had our hands on, but a VIC-20 nonetheless. It's in pretty rough condition. It's got some gunk and grime, missing quite a few keys. The plastic's in overall fair shape other than a few scuffs and scratches. The keys, yeah, the shift key looks to be pressed in. I think that's kind of the least of this unit's worries. But what we're going to do is get this on the bench. We're going to open it up, take a look inside, get it cleaned up. We're going to plug it in and see if it powers up, and we'll get it ready for a sale on our eBay store. If any of this sounds interesting, then stick around. We're going to get into it right now. So first things first, we'll go ahead and get the video plugged in. This is a pretty cool adapter that I have. It allows me to check, in this case, an Atari, TI-99, and luckily a VIC-20 as well. So all with one cord, I can check a few different computers. I know where I got this adapter, but I don't know where to point you to get one. And I'm sure I'm going to have some people ask where I got this. So if anybody out there knows where you can get one of these, maybe leave it in the comments below to help somebody else out, because I really couldn't point you to where you can get one. And for powering it up, I just have a standard Commodore power brick. This nor the video adapter will be going with this item, as I need it for testing. I have quite a few other VIC-20s, Commodores that I'll be testing in the future, so we'll be selling this unit just by itself. So we'll go ahead and get it powered up here if it does power up, and yeah, nothing. Check the TV, yeah, so I'll check the cable here, and it looks like wiggling the cable might be doing, yeah, it looks like it's doing something, and what do you know? We've got video. So we'll go ahead and check the keyboard. No surprise already, some of the keys are not working. It's not a shock when you look at the condition of this keyboard. I'm shocked that the unit even powered on. We'll keep testing these here, and as I'm testing the keys, I want you guys to notice something in the bottom left on that screen. You'll notice after I test some of the function keys, I hit the upper left back arrow, and that tends to erase a bunch of the characters, or at least almost like there's a strike through the characters. You'll see it happen. Yeah, right there. So as you can see, the characters, and I never could get them to return. So don't know what that's about. If any of you guys do know, maybe you can share that in the comments as well. I think it's best I'm just going to open this item up, take a look inside, see if anything jumps out, and take it from there. So yeah, let's do that. Let's open it up. All right, let's get this opened up. We'll remove the cords, flip it over onto its face, and then take the 3 screws out. You know, whenever you open up a VIC-20, you'll want to be really careful to, when you get these screws out and you flip it over onto its feet, the part you want to be concerned with is opening the top case from the bottom. You'll want to do it like a clamshell. Don't try to pick it straight up, or you risk breaking off the 3 prongs that are on the back. That's how you do it there. Let's get a closer look on the inside. And it's surprisingly clean compared to what the outside looks like. Regardless, I'm going to go ahead and get this keyboard off here so that way I can do a better job cleaning the upper case, because it's really the worst part of this. You know, whenever you take the keyboard off, make sure you pull from the connector and not from the wires. And then we'll take a look at the keyboard, and it's as dirty as everything is. I would expect to see quite a few more dust bunnies inside the keys there, but we'll blow it out anyway and wipe them down. For now, we'll just get this top case separated and start cleaning. Yeah, Windex, usually the star of the show here. I use Windex for a lot of the gunk and grime as like a first step in my cleaning process. So you'll see me spray it down here quite a bit, use a toothbrush to kind of get into a lot of the grooves. And then speaking of grooves, Something else I also use that's a cool little tip is to use toothpicks. I take a toothpick and then you're able to kind of get into those really tight sections, and the wood doesn't hurt the plastic, so you're not worried about scratching it. Some of the metal tools like dental picks and whatnot, they can do some damage to the plastic. So using these softer tools tends to do a pretty good job getting the majority of this off. And then on to the next part of my cleaning process, and this is a bit controversial, but magic erasers. Yeah, I know I'm going to get a few hateful comments, but let me first explain how a proper way to do this is, and it's to be gentle. Use it as a last resort. In this case, I tend to not use it as a first solution to the problems. I use it as a last resort on items that are in really rough shape. If the Windex isn't doing it, then a magic eraser sometimes will, but it comes at a cost, because a magic eraser puts micro scratches and it dulls some of the shiny parts of the item. And it's really obvious when I learned my lesson working on a really shiny item that I used a magic eraser on, and it just was not the right tool for the job. But in this case, it's exactly what's needed. Even using a toothpick and the magic eraser tends to get a lot of that gunk out. And then the other part to mention is that a magic eraser isn't a fix-all, though it does save a little bit of time. In my case, it doesn't save much because I go through a multi-step process. If I use a magic eraser, I always follow it up with another product that is it's a Meguiar's product. You'll see here I'm blowing some air in it, but then I get on to the Meguiar's Plastex. This is a really good product that I've used for years, and I use this anytime I use a magic eraser, just because this tends to kind of rebuff some of the dulling that the magic eraser tends to do to the item. So, though again, I wouldn't do this on a really nice, pristine item. I tend to reserve the magic eraser and the Plastex for those that are in a bit rougher shape. But in this case, this item is in such bad shape that I think this is really, really helpful for it. I tend to do this kind of cleaning so that way when it gets into somebody's house, it's that much better. I mean, nobody wants to bring one of these things home with 1980s just gunk and grime all over it. Even the keyboard, even though I know this keyboard is really just going to be used for parts, somebody might even just chuck it in a bin somewhere. I think it's important to wipe it down, and that way somebody's significant other doesn't send them to the basement once they get this thing in the house and they open up the eBay box, and yeah, the dust and the dirt and debris starts flying. In this case, when they open it up, it looks like somebody took a little extra care and time cleaning it. So yeah, now that that's wiped down, let's go ahead and get this item closed back up, and we'll take it from there. Oh, regarding closing it up, it's going to be just a reverse process. There's one tip I can give you here, and that is when you put these screws back in, be gentle. Do not over tighten any of the screws. Better to have them loose than too tight, because once they get too tight, you can easily snap off those posts. And then once you get the connectors back in and you put the top back on, just a reverse clamshell of how you did how you removed it, and that way you'll save those plastic clips. And now that it's put back together, we'll go ahead and clean the bottom half. Since I cleaned the top separately, I want the bottom to match, so I'm going to go ahead and wipe that down. I'll go through the exact same process. I'll use the Windex first. Any of the really stubborn marks, I'll lightly use a magic eraser on them, and then go back, follow it up with the Meguiar's Plastex, and that seems to really kind of be a good way to do an item that's in this condition. Other than that, it looks like we're kind of wrapping it up here. We'll have some pictures towards the end of the item all done, but if you've stuck with me this long, I really appreciate it. Let's get on to the finished product. Here's how it looked just a little while ago when you first saw it, and here's how it looks now. Vastly improved. I think it looks pretty good. Again, here it is. Kind of take a quick look at it the way we looked at it in the beginning. That way you're seeing it under the same video camera, the same lights. Overall, yeah, I think this came out pretty nice. Last shot at the serial number there. Well, even the side section, though it still has some yellow, it looks pretty good. And here's those final pictures from the DSLR that are going to be going up on the eBay store. Some shots of the inside, outside. Well, if you've stuck with me, you're a diehard. I really appreciate your time. Have a great rest of the day or evening, depending on what part of the world you're from. We'll see you on the next video. Thanks again. Bye-bye.